whether or not Frantic can wall up or not, we'll have to wait and see. But let's tell Robo to start the game already, and we'll go ahead and get into... but Desert will be the first map. That's middle center, top center, sorry. And that's going to be our first one coming up right here for Frantic versus BzK. And Memp, glad to have you, and I cannot wait to cast these games. Last time we cast games together, we had some pretty crazy stuff. Maybe we'll have some pretty crazy stuff today as well. Now, I do just need to quickly update our overlay to say that it's actually me and you casting, and not T90 and Barbecue Turkman, because that would be wrong. So let me do that real quick here, and then we can go for our intros.
Yeah, let's go for it. Well, we can tell. Well, would you change that fast? Or did you change already? So
it's already done. It's already done. We're on fire.
Fast, go.
If we were more on fire, it would have been done before we started. But anyway, take a look here at the teal player, CL. He is playing for Frantic in the teal. He is on the flank and coming forward immediately. Miguel looking to steal some boar or something like that, but won't be able to, as the Eagle Scout from CL there will get the first hit onto that Scout Cavalry, and he won't be able to steal a boar successfully in this situation. Frantic's flank there, Mayans. In the pocket, we have really Diao, Vivi, playing in the blue as the Franks. And then on the left side, in the green, it's Tim playing as the Berbers. Memp, glad to have you, and hopefully you can go ahead and introduce the other team for us.
Yeah, well, let's go, and thank you for having me. Mayans Fire as a flank, facing Berbers. Well, better position here for Fire. Pocket Berbers is Ryut. Ryut is an amazing player. Berbers can be a good civilization, but honestly, in the early game, I still think that against Franks, I don't know. The good thing is that Berbers can add also camels and cheaper. So gonna be a great matchup there with Franks, you know, with more HP, and well, Franks has been boosted with the Warlord Kingdoms. And then, like you said, Franks Miguel flank against Mayans. Well, pretty much the same like in the other flank. Always good to have the Mayans as a flank, right? So I think in this one, in one team, Fire with the advantage, and in the other, happy CL with the advantage as well.
Yeah, but I do think I like the Berber pocket a little bit more, to be honest, man. But I mean, you can't doubt the power of the Frank Knights, but the cheaper stable for the Berbers, and like you said, the ability to add camels from the pocket might make BzK a little bit more versatile here, as the flanks will probably most likely go for scouts and archers. Perhaps we'll see a drush from the Mayan player, but the pockets really can swing these 3v3 games. So much more, I think, hinges on the pocket player to be able to have an impact and make the damage in the game.
Yeah, that's probably the key. I mean, getting camels there, it gives another level to Ryut. But the early game is also really important because the meta has changed. You remember back in the days when you were watching these games and you see the pocket going for scouts, and now everyone, they are going to scouts. Before it was fast castle, and in the early game with the scouts with more HP, let's see how they play. It's really important to start. The maps we can see, because we can talk about the map. This is desert, and it looks a little bit like Arabia, but it's not the same. We have a lot of resources in the middle with a lot of gold, a lot of gold. And remember, if I'm not wrong, we only have one gold pile in every spot. So the gold forward, for example, on Miguel, you can see how forward it is. Forward as well from Happy. For that reason, I think the start can be really crucial. Imagine a great aggression in one of the players. Really, with only one goal there or a forward, it can make the game really tough to come back.
Yeah, and we did see this map in the 2v2s a couple of weekends ago, and we saw some great games, but I think that players and teams will probably end up playing this a little differently in the 3v3s, because the map generates a little differently as well. Players start less close to the edge, a little bit closer to the middle, which probably makes it much harder to wall up. I mean, if you look at Vivi's base, the blue player, for example, I mean, just look how open the front of his base is. I mean, he could try and wall that up. He could try and wall from the sides between the wood line and his TC, but closing this map off completely is going to be a real challenge. And I think it's harder to wall the map in 3v3 than it is to wall it in 2v2. Now, that's not going to stop Fire. I mean, look at these walls from Fire, Mem. This is like really intense walling from our yellow player here.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you check now Chinese team, you're gonna see, look at the walls from Team the legend. Look what he's doing. He was doing one diagonal, one in the other. He's already doing a puzzle. And just check the walls from Ryut. Ryut is doing like a little oasis with his base, because look how he's walling. His map is super open, but he's just literally walling like 2 farmers away from the TC.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's walling like a bot. It's an AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but Fire, look at Fire, what he did.
Yeah, Fire's walls are crazy right here. But I mean, it shows the value of walling for a start. And I say it's harder to wall in 3v3. That doesn't mean it's not, it's not impossible. But, on this right side, you said both Miguel and CL have their gold forward. That's obviously going to be a problem. I don't see how CL will be able to wall this at all. So we will see the Drush coming in from both of those flanks there. And Miguel even going forward with 3 villagers. And I hinted at perhaps we will see the BzK team playing more aggressively in this series. And it looks like we're going to see that here, starting off with Miguel.
It's because of the goal, because we were talking, there's only one goal. He saw that the goal is forward. He's really there already with the tower, with 3 militias. He has already the men at arms almost there. So what goal he has now?
Oh, but man, the counterattack from CL. He actually forces Miguel to cancel or delete the mining camp, and he nearly killed a villager there.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, God. Well, but the good thing at least is that now he can walk himself. He's doing a house, and he is still putting the pressure. The tower going to be up, and the good thing for Miguel that the other guy didn't send villagers forward, but he's attacking there. He's attacking. He's going to lose already one on the berries. You need to wall. He's going to lose another. The multitasking in these kind of situations is crucial, and since he's attacking already on Happy's base, now be careful at home. It's really more complicated, and for now, he paid off. Look at it. Look at this. 1 villager down, and... well, all his economy is a mess up. Look how many villages on the stragglers.
Yeah, we can see actually that both players took an equal amount of losses there. They both lost a villager, but Miguel's not in a much better position than CL, even though they both lost 1. That tower will be up on the gold for sure, but at least CL's economy is looking a little neater right now. At least he's not, chopping these stragglers like crazy and having all this extra inefficiency from these vills walking around. And just, it's a mess for Miguel right here at the moment. And those men-at-arms are not going anywhere right now.
In that early game, Zach, it's really important, the wood, because with the wood, you're also going to keep doing farmers. You can see right now, 4 farmers. Look at the straggler. Look at the villages in the wood already. Look at the village where they are, man. We cannot cast together, man. If we cast together, we just destroy the players, man. It's become a mess game for them. It's impossible, man. It's happening again, deja vu. And look at Vivi, really, Blue coming with the scouts. This is what we were talking. Oh, God. He's standing already to the lumber camp. The new lumber camp and the scouts with 54 HP are there, Zach.
They are, and we saw Miguel making a couple of spearmen here. He's going to try and defend with that, but he's going to lose another villager at least. The spearman's getting focused down, and of course, that's going to force the villagers now back toward the TC. Miguel probably not going. Oh, no, he will. He's going to lose 1 more villager as well, and things not looking up for him at the moment. He's got 5 kills. That's great. But he's already lost 11 units. He's down to 23 villagers. That's 6 less villagers than the second lowest player in the game. The scouts from the pocket, Vivi, doing so much work here.
Well, we are focused completely in this part of the map because all the others are wall. So basically, all the action is here, right? But Miguel is a player that I don't know if you remember that playing as a pocket or going with the scouts, he's much better than going forward. And right now, BB keep going. What we were talking in the start, more and more aggression. He's trying to go. He's not going back. They are putting all the pressure. They can see that Miguel is already in trouble. So I was telling that I got a bit surprised when I saw him going forward. I feel that he's more solid being with a classic play style. Don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we saw it from the stats earlier on. We saw that Miguel was the biggest recipient of the sling. You know,
Yeah.
he'd probably prefer to be in pocket. He'd probably prefer to have a big eco and a lot of knights, or a lot of knights and camels, not getting into these scrappy flank plays where he can't wall up, he can't really get safe. And it's going to be tough for him to get walls up as well now, because those scouts, they will pick off villagers that are going far from the TC. But the scouts moving away from VV, and we see the scouts from Riot on the other side, unable to find anything, it seems. He does have 3 kills, but I don't think he's killed any villagers. So economically right now, the Chinese team is ahead, and we see a little bit less action around the map at the moment now as players start to stabilize. And, oh, my game is paused.
For me too.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
What does that mean? Does that mean there's an issue somewhere? Let me find out. Maybe did the game drop and we need to restore? We will see in just a moment. But Tim and Fire both walled up on this left side, so neither player really doing much other than walling up and booming at the moment and going up to the castle age. And the same can be said for the pockets as well here. So,
well, it's important, the advantage, if we can keep talking about the game while we find the issue, that Mayan's fire is almost castle age. A Meso civilization being that quick in castle age, actually the first one in castle, is going to be an important advantage. While the other Mayans is in completely opposite flank, and he's under all this aggression with Miguel Diaz, with the advantage. But it's easier to come back if you have a good, strong pocket and a flank Mayans in a good position than a flank Berbers in a good position. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Berbers in a great position, and the Franks on the flank can the Berbers can definitely deal with the Franks from the other pocket. I mean, and sorry, I'm getting a little distracted as well because we don't know what just happened.
Yeah,
for
let's
reason,
go check.
For some reason, the game just stopped, and we're not sure exactly why. So let me just figure out what's going on there. We had an issue like this before, but we're going to troubleshoot that real quick, and we'll be back in just a moment. No spoilers, plus. Yeah, I know. We're not going to spoil anything. Don't you worry. We go to here. Right. So give us just one moment while we figure out what just happened. Could be an issue with the recorded game. Okay, we'll be back in just a minute, guys, while we figure out this issue. I'll put a quick timer up for you as well. Okay, so we'll be back in just a sec here. I don't know if you have the game mem, but I'm just setting it up to the same point we were at.
Yes, I'm doing exactly the same, don't worry.
Okay, I think we were at like 17 minutes, I believe. And we can just resume from there. Seems weird, it seemed like a spectator bug. Okay, I'm at 17 minutes. Let me know when you're there and we'll resume. So sorry about that, guys. We don't really know what caused that issue. We don't know what happened. But we'll resume it in just a minute.
Well, this is computer stuff. Sometimes there is no explanations, really.
Yeah.
Or it's a little thing with the spec or with a mod or whatever, but we're gonna fix it.
Or
really
something
soon. I am almost
we
there.
don't understand. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I mean, we're ready to go.
Just exactly in the 17, right?
Yeah, I just put it at exactly 17. We'll go from there.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay, great. So let's count down in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so continuing from where we left off. Sorry about that drop. We don't really know what happened, but we're resuming from where we had the issue. We do see that Miguel getting back onto gold, starting now to wall up on his side because remember, he was being raided by scouts. He hadn't had that opportunity until now. And on the other side of the map, the first player to reach the castle age will be Fire, and he's going to be dropping down that castle in front of his base memp.
It's really important. I mean, this situation is really important because the Mayan's going to be completely safe. He will have the castle up. And now from there, with the castle, it's well protected at home. He can make now plume marches. And, for example, he can raid Team Wood. Look how exposed it is, that wood in front,
yeah.
really. And he can also try to raid a little bit the pocket with the good thing that the plume marches are cheap, right? And also always better than crossbows in case that someone else is going to make crossbows there. So I think the position there, even if the score is well, now it's switching, I think it's good to have really Fire with that situation right now.
Yeah, and another situation that I can see is Vivi with his 4 scouts finding a hole in the wall of Miguel. He's not walled up to the edge, man. As always, there's always a hole. And those scouts are going to be heading in once again to find more villagers. And there's a weak villager here. Let's see if he focuses that down or if he goes toward the gold. He'll go toward the gold. And then that's another villager kill. Miguel's going to be pretty frustrated with that, I think.
Yeah, the problem is that little by little, even if the population is not super behind because you check Teal and Miguel and it's the same, but village number is going down little by little, more and more. You can see with 37 population still in 100 foot only, and if you switch fast to Happy CL, he's on the way to Castle Age. So the advantage, even if the score is the same, is really, really huge.
It's a pretty big difference on this flank, and I know Miguel tried to go aggressive forward, and you know, he even denied the gold until now. Doesn't matter, but oh, look at this. We got some sling. We were talking about this. Will we see some sling? And we see it coming in right now from Miguel. He's sending over resources to Riot, and this is just such a strong strategy. You sling the Berber pocket. The Berber pocket gets 15% cheaper camels and knights, and they use those slung resources to train even more of the cheaper knights and camels. It's so strong.
I was about to point out, in this situation, what other chance Miguel has? Really,
true.
because since he's that behind with Happy, if he's not doing this, he will fall really, really behind. So it's the only chance for their team, at least for Miguel. Let's see. But do you think it's good to go for the Berbers, but what about this link in the Mayans? Imagine if a Fire that was already with 2 town centers with the castle, he can reach Imperial really quick with Mayans. He can destroy also everything. Since the pocket is going to be fine because his wall going to be with double stable, like you can see, and cheaper knight and camels, he can be okay.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think there's 2 options there, isn't there? I mean, they can decide to sling the Mayans as well. I mean, why do you think they decide to sling the Berbers instead? In my opinion, I think it's good to have the flexibility of the Berbers. You know, you can still also make camels as well if you need. And I think maybe they're worried that, hey, the Frank pocket, if he gets up to a lot of knights, you know, the Mayan player with the plumes might not be able to do so much early in Castle Age.
But look what is happening. It's a migration, but not like we casted 1 year ago with Team. It's a migration from villages from Happy CL with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 20,000 villages going forward to do what? A castle on his face. Yeah, man. There you go.
Castle. Right on that gold.
What is Linger gonna make in this situation, Zach? Well,
nothing.
I'll let 4, man.
He's going to rely on his teammates to bail him out here. You know, it's funny, though, because it's like revenge, isn't it? And Miguel builds a tower on his gold, and then he goes and builds a castle on Miguel's gold. That's much better, isn't it?
Well, it's too hard, that revenge, you know? I mean, he's really now destroying with this castle. And shouldn't pay attention. The good thing is that at home, you can see Fire also trying to make the damage on Happy. But what is Link he will be able to do now with no goal, being almost there? And remember, 900 HP, those walls will be opened really, really quick.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I guess that Miguel can at least rely on is the fact that Riot is everywhere. Riot has 25 knights, and the other pocket, the Frank pocket, only has 11. So he can hopefully rely on the fact that his teammate can save him, essentially, from this. And even Fire as well, with 19 military right here. The military is much more stacked for BzK. They've got a lot more units on the field, a lot more potential to do damage.
With 2 players, completely safe at home. I mean, Ryut and Fire, 2.4, 2.5k players are not getting any damage at home. So they can get a boom, basically. Boom with some sling, while the others, like you said, Vivi has been raided. Definitely Teal being raided, and now he's gonna put some pressure on Green. It's the only one team that seems to be a little bit more relaxed at home, if we can call it like this. He's doing the 4-tone center now, but the Blue Marches, he's trying to break that house and gonna go in. Well, he will have army to defend, but still, 2 players would be in a great position.
Knights coming over from Riot here as well, so it's going to be double onto Tim. And I mean, they could decide, okay, let's double CL, but Vivi's already sending his Knights over there. Tim is a lot less defended, doesn't have the support of his pocket. And also, look where Vivi built that second TC, out in the middle of the map. And now he doesn't have the Knights to defend it.
Yeah, getting raided all the time. Getting raided all the time. Oh, look at that castle for Fire. This is an important advantage. The score seems almost the same, but it's not. You know, guys, that is tricky. The score is tricky. You don't have to check so much about the score. Check what Zach was telling. Look at this. The Knights and Blue Marches are already inside. And if we go to Fire point of view, he's gathering good resources. He's like halfway on to go up, really. And there we are. What he can do now against Knights and Blue Marches, you need to go back, go to the Tone Center, you're gonna lose everything. And another big problem, after this raiding, what goal will be able team to get? Nothing.
Nothing, because in this map, and this is something we've not said yet, but it's something that's so important, you need map control. How do you get map control? Well, you have the bigger army. Look at the south as well, man. Look at this TC from Happy. It's going down to the Knights.
What do you see?
In the south, in the middle.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we are not going to see anymore. There's no TC. You see, no TC.
Now you see it, now you don't. Riot pulling out all the magic tricks today. It's so important to have this bigger army. You can bully your opponents off the middle of the map, and then you can get the gold yourself.
Yeah, but look at that. Look at Team. Well, Team is going to be like that TC, disappear in the map, because those Knight and Blue Marches are killing absolutely everything. 61 villagers, BB 73, while Ryut is 82. Well, Red might not be doing a great sling anymore, but the others, are they booming? Fire on the way to Imperial. And from here, Brazucas are really close to get the first point.
Yeah, damage is done. Damage is done. And the problem here as well is that castle drop from CL. Okay, it denies the gold, but it doesn't kill Miguel. In fact, it doesn't really do much at all aside from denying the gold, because CL can't even defend his own base now. If he'd have built the castle at home, he'd probably defend from the night raiding, but he didn't. He built the castle offensively, he denied some gold, but he left himself wide open to all these knights.
And because honestly, I mean, if he did that castle, yeah, it would hit in some damage. But, well, he can send food, and Fire and Ryut can take gold on their own. All the extra resources they are getting from Miguel are fine. The key here is that when they attack purple and yellow, never, in all the game,
No.
2 players completely free booming. While in the other side, at some point, they were being raided all the time.
Yeah, and we also have Riot now up to the Imperial Age as well. That's going to be 2 players for Bazookas up to the Imperial Age. That's going to get scary now. That's going to be elite plumed archers. That's going to be Cavalier. And, okay, yeah, the Franks are going to have the better heavy cavalry as the game goes on. But Riot's just going to have so much more. I think Bazookas want to finish the game in the next 10 minutes, Mem.
I think they will do it. They will have 2 players in Imperial. 2 players in Imperial. I am on Vivi point of view right now. He has a good population, yes, but is he close to go up to Imperial? No, man, not even close. And with only 18 army, while Riot, and I'm telling Riot, guys, because he's the other pocket, 30 army and almost in Imperial. Yes, he's catching up now those blue marches, but Riot is there. And when Riot is going to fight there with those blue marches, those knights are going to be with CLTC. Yeah, man, to the hell, man. They are going to go down. You can see it. They need to go back. Team is coming, but they don't have enough armies. You only need to check now the spec overlay, and they have a lot more army. 2 players versus 3. They have more army than all the other 3 players combined.
That's true, and CL here hasn't been able to do enough. I see a lot of monks coming out from all the teams, actually. We got monks from CL on this right side, but great play by Fire to come in and pick those off. No conversions for CL. What a huge waste of resources. As Imperial Age is in now for Riot and Fire, while they're taking the fight in the middle of the map, it's a perfect fight for them. They have the hill. They take great trades, and they keep this military advantage. 40 military for the yellow player here, Fire, and that's just going to get so scary as these units start to get upgraded as well. We already have Bracer, we've got +2 defense coming in, chemistry's coming in, and they're just going in. That TC there, that's probably going to be gone pretty soon.
Oh, another TC. I was checking because he's on the way to Imperial. Oh, please, I want to see another TC going to Imperial. Down, no, we don't have the lag. We don't have the lag. You don't go for Imperial with the full TC. Yeah,
not in this
exactly.
one.
But you just look how these players are just amazing. He's losing that TC, but in my last commentary 2 minutes ago, I was telling, well, he's super far from going up. But no, BB is already halfway to Imperial. But still, even like this is so complicated. They have now a really important advantage. 1,000 score difference in a 3 versus 3 is a lot. Really a lot. And if you check, I will say that 75% of the map belong to the Brazilians.
I'd agree with that. And now on the left side, Fire making some trebs. He's everywhere. He's taking out Tim's TCs on the left. He's supporting the Knights of Riot in the center, and those Knights are now Cavaliers as well. They're taking out Vivi's production buildings, so Vivi here will not be able to keep making Knights from these stables. And meanwhile, CL, he is doing a little bit of damage to Miguel, but I don't think it matters. I think Miguel could be removed from the game right now, and Riot and Fire will have enough momentum and be doing enough damage to win the game alone.
That's, in my opinion, the biggest mistake. Focus too much on Miguel. Miguel is already out of the game. They don't need to go there. They need to attack at some point yellow and purple economy, and they feel so good, so relaxed that right now, with Fire researching the elite blue marchers with 149 population, and Riot 153 population, and going already on BB's economy. Look at those Cavaliers and blue marches. They are going to destroy right now, baby, man.
Vivi is trying to get the Cavaliers. He's got some Knights off to the left side, but he's only got 26 Knights. He doesn't have Cavalier yet. And meanwhile, Riot 51 Cavalier. Vivi's eco is going down. That TC is going down. And Vivi's like, right, I have to stop this somehow. But how? How does he stop this? He just, even with Cavalier, I don't think he can stop this because there's the plumes as well.
Yeah, they are clean, and they are cleaning BB completely. I mean, they are cleaning BB completely. When he's gonna be able to have some decent army, how many villages he has lost? He's losing everything. He's now trying to move. Well, we are seeing other kind of migration, but hey, he's moving now on the left, on the right side. It's true that CL now is on the way to Imperial. Be careful with that because you can spam always with Mayans a lot of army. But team is with a nice population, yeah, but he's going to be able to go up to Imperial at any point. Look his resources. Balance economy, yes. 0, 0, 0, and 0.
And remember, Mayans are Mayans. You don't need a huge economy to do well with the Mayans. The problem is that Fire is so far ahead of CL right here. He's going to try and force this castle up in the middle. Can he get it? It's on 91%. The Cavalier are there from VV. He's actually backing up right now. At 98% on the castle. He doesn't quite finish it.
This is stopping, man. Well, but even stopping that with 98%, that in another moment it would be a hype and amazing moment. It seems still a really good position, because on the right side you can see how Purple Riot is still just cleaning everything. All BB economy, and that castle will be up. He will just send a few villages more, and only touching that one, it will be up.
Yeah, and we said the Franks as well. The Franks have the better late game. When you think about it, their paladins are the best paladins in the game. The Berber player doesn't get the paladin upgrade, but it doesn't matter if VV cannot afford to upgrade paladin. And how is he going to afford to upgrade paladin? He can't mine gold. His farms are being absolutely cleaned in his base. He doesn't have any eco left, really. So the blue player is not really gathering any resources at all. He's got the lowest villages in the game, except for Miguel. But like we said, I think Miguel... Even if Miguel goes out of the game right now, I think BzK have too much momentum.
Did you notice also the forward for CL attacking Miguel? Where's the forward, man?
It's gone. Yeah, it's
gone.
Oh, look at the monks, the conversions. He's got a lot of conversions.
See? Yeah, but it's still a lot of army there. But he converted a lot. He got a lot of conversion. That's a good micro, man. Really,
right?
How many hotkeys you need? How many hotkeys you need to get all those monks and get all the cavaliers?
All of them.
Anyway, GG call. It's awesome play here by the Brazucas, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the decision to sling was crucial. Well, what we were mentioning in the start, and they did the smart. But the decision for the Chinese to go for a dead guy, maybe that forward castle should be in the middle of the map or on purple. It's complicated.
Yeah, or at home. I think that in that game, BzK did not plan to sling. But it just worked out that the sling was the best option for them after the poor start from Miguel.
But it's good, Zach, to adapt. How many games we see... How many games we see players, teams that they are stubborn a little bit and they keep going with the same plan when you see clearly that it's not working? Change, adapt, and they adapt instantly. They probably were playing, also communicating TeamSpeak, Discord, whatever voice chat, and they said, hey, we have to do something nicely, and you bam. They change, and it worked, man. It really works.
Yeah, precisely. And Brazucas played that really well. I mean, credit to Fire and Riot. They played phenomenally well that game. And like you say, you've got to improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's the three keys there that Brazucas were able to come with and essentially win the game with, well, I don't want to say 2v3, but the sling from Miguel definitely helped. There's no doubt about that.
But I will say 2 versus 3. When you check the achievements, you're going to notice if you really can't consider that a sling. Look at the resources Miguel sent.
Okay, let's have a look at the achievements.
Take a look. You will see.
How much did he send in? Oh, wow. I mean, he sent 4,000 resources. And then he received one. Yeah, it is nothing. It is nothing. You're right. So maybe it was 2v3 after all.
Yeah. But they never attack. I mean, if you check economy for Fire and Riot, mostly Riot, he's a boom player. I mean, he has his own economy perfect. Like the most food collected and the most gold collected. It's true that he received those resources, but on his own, he got the best boom in the game. And Fire for what he need, right? With Mayans, the most stone, good amount of gold, and the most wood to go with the blue marches. Perfect.
Yep. They really did well. Riot and Fire. It was all them that game. And that's not to discredit Miguel. I mean, he had a bad map. He had a bad start. I'm sure we'll see Miguel playing well in the next games. But it's great to see that even with a player down, they can pull through. They can show up and they can do the damage anyway. Yeah. And I think that's a really good thing for Brazucas going into this series.
Yeah, it's a bit exaggerated because it's not that he was out, because if you check now the comparison between CL and Fire, well, PG Miguel there, he made that CL instead of Fire. He did only 89 villages. I look at his army as a Mayans, less than half, 31. So the Mayans from the other team was also not really in a good shape there.
That's true, but I think that was more because of the forward castle than anything. I think if he'd built that castle at home, he could have stopped the raiding from Riot.
Yeah,
There's so many things that could have gone differently, but that was our first game of the day. That was our first 3v3 match, and I gotta say, Mem, I was pretty hyped for that game, and that was a hyped game, if you ask me.
Well, and the format 3 versus 3 is always more active. You know, almost always you have more action. You know, because there is the pocket is really important, and there is possibility to happen a lot more things, like you have seen in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get you back into game one, and then we'll try and do the traditional method of watching the games. If you are ready, we'll get our next game going in just a minute. That'll be Serengeti coming up next. Another very open map, and another map where if BzK play like that, they're going to have a fantastic game. I do think that BzK approached that one well. I think they approached it right. They went for the aggression, and although, yes, it was partially because Miguel's map was open, and it's partially because Happy and Miguel both had forward goals, I think the fact that they decided to get aggressive quickly was, to their credit, a good play. I think they need to do that against a team like Frantic, which like to wall, like to play behind their walls, and if you can take them out of their comfort zone and stop them from walling, you're going to have a good time, I think.
Yeah, these series are really important. I keep checking the standings. Imagine that BzK are winning now in this series. They are really far there in the standings, but Frantic being one of the first, they are really important. And for that reason, I really think that BzK is going to put everything, like they do always, but today probably even more.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take a quick look at the standings here, just to remind everyone. We've got a lot of new viewers tuning in since we last showed them, but you can see Frantic are in third place with 10 points, BzK tied fifth with Suomi with 4. So obviously, beating Frantic here would be great for BzK. It will help them to work their way up the scoreboard, as they will be guaranteed to score some points. But we update the scoreboard at the end of each stage to save confusion. But yeah, we're going to go into our next game right now, and that's going to be game 2 on Serengeti. We are here. Mem joining me once again. Happy to be able to cast with you. It's been a while, and we had a great first game. Let's hope game 2 can deliver as well. What are your thoughts here? Let's go into it and introduce BzK to start.
Well, my thought, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure also, and after the first game, even more hype now. Well, I'm checking always first in these kind of maps, Serengeti, the pocket. We see Miguel. We were talking in the previous game, maybe he want to be as a pocket, hands and pocket, Zach. Hands and pocket Miguel, ideal situation, but the other pocket is a crazy player, CL, yeah. Spanish, happy. But let's focus on the BzK. We have Hans as a pocket, then purple is Malians, Ryut on a flank, great civilization, and Ethiopians, another great civilization as a flank. But you see, also the lag factor here, right? Because Ethiopians as a pocket would be definitely not the best. This situation for Brazil, in my opinion, is ideal.
Yeah, I think they got their civs in a great place. But what I don't like is the map positioning of Fire. Look at his position on the map. He's kind of in the middle. Yeah, I mean, he's not in the middle, but he may as well be. And this is a map which is notoriously hard to wall. You cannot build on this sandy area, these light quicksand areas. And he's got a lot of that near to his TC, which is a problem. And since the tree lines are so patchy as well, this is a tough map and a tough position for Fire.
It's open, but I see something that is better than the Chinese. Look at the distance between red and yellow. They're pretty close.
Pretty close. I guess that's part of the benefit of being
the compensation,
close to the
right?
middle. Yeah, the compensation. It is. But let's take a look at the Chinese team. We see Tim on the right flank. He's against Fire there. He's in the green as the Ethiopian. So it's Ethiopian Mirror on the right flank. We saw CL in the pocket, Teal as the Spanish. And then on the left flank, it's Vivi in the blue again, playing as the Indians. So it'll be Indians versus Malians on the left flank. Now, in the first game, we saw all 3 players going for the same civs. This time around, we see Ethiopians on both teams, but the pocket and the other flank are different. For the Chinese team, we have Spanish and Indians, and for the BzK team, we have Huns and Malians.
I don't know what you think, but my first thought about this civilization matchup is that for early game, for early game, BzK has the advantage. But if they can go for a longer game with Indians and a Spanish bonus with the trade, they might have the advantage. But if they go really aggressive like in the previous, Hans Pocket might have the advantage with the Spanish. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that they're probably happy to have the Spanish in the pocket, though. I think, again, of all the positions that the Spanish is in, I think the pocket is where they prefer to be. I mean, he can go for scouts, no problem, and then transition up to the Castle Age quite comfortably, we would assume. Obviously, the Hun pocket stable is working faster. That means that Miguel should have the edge in the scout creation, and maybe that will allow BzK to strike first and be the more aggressive team here. But yeah, I mean, the Indian flank can also do a really fast feudal and into scouts as well. So we'll see how that develops. We'll see what Riot's approach here is. I hope to see him go for some kind of drush, and he already has 4 villagers on wood, so I think that seems to be the plan. And for Vivi, well, we'll see. I mean, it could be scouts or a drush from him as well on the left side.
The problem I see from Riot is that I noticed that he's really close to the edge of the map. Look how far he is actually from everyone. He's really, really close. These usually have a disadvantage, but in this map, that is a particular map, it is okay because you usually have the resources really close. You can see how the stone, the gold is still at the back when he's really close to the edge of the map. And what I wanted to mention is, happy, the people in Beware, CL is a crazy player.
Yeah.
Maybe he would like to have, imagine Spanish as a flank with his tower rush and then Indian's pocket. Oof. Stop that.
Maybe.
Stop
maybe.
that.
But I think, doing a tower rush is probably too risky, as well. I think
but happy.
They like to take the risks. That's true.
He's crazy. He's really crazy. Anyway, that's not the situation. We are just guessing. And right now we can see how everyone is on the way to feudal age. So the action will come, Zach. The action will come.
It will indeed. Fire here, going to be doing men-at-arms by the looks of things. Obviously, the Ethiopians are great civ to do men-at-arms with. If they get 100 free food and gold when they hit the next stage, that means he can train some militia now. He'll have plenty of gold and food to upgrade men-at-arms by the time he reaches it. And interestingly, I thought Riot, he had the 4 villagers on the wood. Look at his wood right now. He's up to 400 wood, MBL. Sorry. Jeez.
You say MBL? It's Brazilian MBL?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, guys, we know who is the favorite player from Zach. He is spoiled. It's MBL. It's MBL.
I was casting yesterday so much, and we kept talking about MBL. And I was watching Smarthy interview MBL last night, and I'm meeting MBL in a week, and I'm just like, my life just seems to revolve around MBL. I mean, I can't go a day without saying the guy's name. So, you have to excuse me for that, but you can see how much wood Riot has on this left side, and I thought that would be an indication that he would do the barracks a little earlier on and maybe do some men-at-arms, but maybe he realized he's far away. He's actually going for the stable scouts right now.
His great resources he has. But remember that Malians, all the building costs except the farmers 15% wood, so it's a good bonus, and he's with a great economy. I'm checking now on the right side. Look at Miguel. Going to get 1 villager there, close to team.
Close.
No, he went away.
Close.
He went away. Yeah, but look at how Riot is playing. I like it, man. I like it. I mean, I don't like the walls, but he's playing smart. He has very nice resources. He did all the upgrades. Totally that. Horse collar. He had the stable already, and only one farm. So all the farmers for now. What I'm missing?
The wood line on the right side for Tim. The men-at-arms go in, and you saw Miguel's scout. He gets a villager there. He's gonna go for more, and it's interesting because I think Miguel coming over here has done so much to help keep the wall open, prevent the villager from closing it, and now 2 villagers are gone. That's a great start for this right flank.
Yeah, he's completely different with the previous one. They are playing now aggressive, but not failing. So good situation again for BzK, going aggressive. And now he's going to try to go to the pocket. Don't be so surprised. I think yellow might try to go there. But then the scouts for the pockets. Now, happy. In the middle, he's going to where? To yellow. He's there already. And yellow doesn't have anything to defend. Well, he has a tower. The tower is only to a scout and 1 spear going. So far, is playing good, and so far didn't lose anything. Miguel taking no, and the units, well, the men at arms did their job, right? I mean, if you go for a draft sack and you kill 2 villages, I think it's worth it.
Oh, that's a win. That is a win.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Fire is taking a little bit of pressure from these scouts, but I think it's good that he's put the tower in his wood line. I think it's so important on this map to use towers defensively. I mean, you can use them aggressively as well, but I think in a team game, get some towers up defensively, prevent raiding damage from doing too much damage, or completely wall yourself off. And in the case of Riot, he's done a good job of walling himself in. He's keeping his scouts at home for now, actually. And we see that Vivi just can't find a way through the wood line or anything, so he's going to have to take the fight if he wants to get in.
There was a little hole. But
he
like
closed
you said,
it.
you just closed it, man. Yeah, they are paying attention. It's funny to see that both teams are doing exactly the same and mirror. I mean, scouts in both, in the left flank, both pockets scouts, and in the right side, well, archery range.
Yeah, I have to say, though, I actually think that Fire doing the men-at-arms was better than what Tim did, which was just go straight into archers without making anything from the barracks. I think that paid off for Fire, and now Fire can add some skirms to try and defend. Obviously, that's a little risk if the scouts are on the field, but he should be ahead of Tim economically right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird because Ethiopians, remember guys, they get 1 extra 100 food and gold when you reach feudal. So actually, the men-at-arms is probably one of the best choice for that civilization. So definitely it was better.
Sure.
But look at that fight between blue and purple. Who is gonna win? Who is gonna get better micro? Is a Scout Raz, and it seems that is Riot gonna be. Definitely,
it's got to be Riot, man. I mean, Riot is one of my favorite players, to be honest. I remember, I mean, you don't see him playing so much these days, I think, in 1v1, but, like, he was always one of those players that, remember, like, 3 or 4 years ago when Riot would be able to take games from Viper and, you know, have some really dominant performances on Arabia. Always a fun player to watch. Great micro, great unit control. That's
Are
something
you cheating MBL? Are you cheating on MBL?
I'm cheating on MBL.
What is this, Zach?
I have many different fans. Favorites, yeah.
But I remember those. It was someone called 1v1 Arabian Invitational. Riot was in top shape. It will be great to see Riot in that level.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Remember, Mem, I'm an Age of Empires fanboy. That means I'm a fan of anyone who's good.
Well, but to be honest, I think this is the best to be the fan because it's the best game. But CL, that surprised me a little bit with the Spanish going the fastest to Castle Age. I mean, Spanish doesn't have any special economy upgrade, economy bonus. And look at the difference. Miguel is still with 400 food only as a pocket. Maybe he did more army, I don't know. But it's really important the timing going Castle Age. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, the first Knights will come out for CL. I mean, he's not on the stone, so we're not going to be seeing Conquistadors. And I think that's completely sensible, given that he went scouts here and getting a castle. It's a lot slower, and yeah, the Knights will do the job well. Also, continuing to do damage as well. He did kill a villager in Miguel's woodline. Miguel isn't really walled up, and neither is CL here. So neither pocket is walled up. And I think that is even more valuable then, that CL is going to be first to castle by a long way. Even now, Miguel hasn't clicked up.
It's an amazing advantage because if you see that he's going up with like 3, 4, 5 villages less, you say, okay, he's going up, but with weaker economy. But right now, he's going to be in Castellage and he still have the same villages as Miguel, which is impressive. It's really huge. It's really huge. Well, we can focus on the right side. This can be also a really tough moment now for the Chinese because while he's in Castellage, Miguel, that is now clicking up, is inside with 4 scouts. Being supported by Fire Yellow with archers and skirmishes. Of course, team has a lot of archers, but it's 2 versus 1. The good thing is that tower. We might think it's not the best tower, but man, it is. It is a good one because look at that lake, Zach. It's helping actually to team to don't get raided. So he's blocking with the tower a good amount. The archers are now doing some damage, but he's coming. And let's see if CL will be in time with the Knights.
I like the fact that Fire added some skirms. I think that's important here. But yeah, they can't take the best fight. That tower, by the way, on the front from Tim has done so much damage. It's constantly firing. And good micro from Tim as well to pick off the remaining archers and force Fire back. The scouts, what were they even doing in that fight? They were attacking the tower. They were doing nothing valuable. And the tower still stands, so it's still doing damage. So I think that was a really poor fight from BzK, to be honest. I think they should not have took that fight.
This is impressive, Zach. I mean, being under all that pressure, team managed to go up Castle Age faster than Fire.
Yeah, that's really valuable.
How do you explain that, right?
How do you explain Fire's mining camp, by the way, on his stone? That's a wonderful mining camp right there. I hate to criticize. It's funny though. Everyone's human. We all make mistakes, and Fire's mining camp is interesting to say the least. But the first knights are out for CL, and Miguel just reaches the castle age. His first knights are being queued as the first knights from CL are already arriving. So this is a good start for the Frantic team right here.
Yeah, but he needs to mass more. With 6, he can make the damage, and he's there with 6 knights. You can see in front of Fire. We didn't mention that Ryut took a nice decision, nice strategy. He did a castle and Gebetos. Gebetos are coming. If you mass them, they can be so dangerous. But for now, let's focus on yellow. Why? Because he's the one who can be in problems if he's sending now knights, bloodlines, and +2. No. It's not +2. No, who did +2 is Miguel, actually.
Yeah, Miguel,
Miguel, wow, look at that. If the camels are going directly, they are doing now. Chinese are really good teamwork.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job here. They're using the Indian player to pressure the Huns. They know the Huns are going for knights, so send the camels over there already. And what can the Hun player do now? He can't take that fight. He needs Fire to get crossbow up and running so that they can take the camels together. And I think knights and archers will...
Oh my god! Sorry, look at the wood for yellow for fight. All the crops for team. He's doing a disaster with this economy there. Oh my god,
damn.
30 villains Fire. I don't know how many he lost there. I just noticed. I'm sorry that I interrupted you,
That's
but
cool.
Man, he took everything in that one. Wow, it's a disaster, man. The Undertaker gonna have job there, man.
Yeah, I was watching over on this left side as well as Vivi came in and started raiding. We've got Gebeto coming over from Riot now. I do think that this Gebeto crossbow and knight combo will probably win out versus the camels and knights. But I just think that, Fire's been so far behind getting up to the castle age. Tim now with 25 military versus Fire's 19. Across the board, the Frantic team just have more units on the field. They can do the damage. It's like the last game, but in reverse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now Teal needs to go away because they're still doing the damage on Fire. But they shouldn't abuse to that because it can happen similar as well. If you keep constantly trying to kill yellow, then maybe red and purple will get again a huge boom.
Yeah,
and,
untouched.
It can be untouched again. And the Gebetos are really strong. Good thing for the Gebetos. They are fast, are unique units. They are there already. But it's true that Fire, and I don't know how to explain because he was in a good position, he's now really behind.
Yeah, we'll see how this next fight goes because everybody is grouping up on this right flank. Everybody wants a piece of Fire today, and it's good that he's added a second tower in his wood line. That's great for vision. It's great for doing a little bit of extra damage. It's great for defending the fills, and everyone from Frantic is down here, and they're going very deep, remember. They're going very deep. If they get caught out, they could get cleaned up, and it looks like they're actually going to be heading toward Miguel, and we'll see if the BzK team can figure that out and defend this right here. They have to track this army. They can't just let it go, unknown into the darkness.
The problem is that they are not being stubborn, so how the Brazucas can stop this combo? I mean, they have camels, they have knights, and they have crossbows. It's true that the crossbows is still a bit far. He's now on yellow, so definitely with the Gebetos and the knights, they can take this fight. They are really, really strong. Let's see, for that reason, they are going back. Wow, those Gebetos are amazing. Really amazing. Really, they need to go away. Is he holding Fire? Well, if Fire can be holding, then maybe he can do the job. But if you check the Billy's numbers, that's the problem. Fire is still really behind while all the others more or less the same. You can see Mali and Ryut with 74 Billies, BB 74 exactly the same, and the Pocket 66. Well, he's even ahead to CL. Well, then if Fire recover a little bit, they are not that behind. Let's see.
Yeah, Fire does need to recover, and look at the crossbows. They're going in, but they're taking a lot of damage from these towers. I don't know if Fire did ballistics. I think he did, because he's got a university, so that's huge. That's really important, and it's going to be difficult for Frantic to find the damage over here. And, I wonder if maybe they've spent too long on this right side with all three players, and they just haven't done enough damage.
Yeah, but the problem is that these Indian civilizations, what economy they have. BB is on the way to Imperial already with 104 population. Ryut is not up. Well, he's gathering resource. He will go up in a couple of minutes. He's doing another castle in the middle. I think with many Gebetos he can hold. with
Oh, yeah, he can, yeah. I mean, the Gabeto is actually pretty damn good against the Camel. And remember as well, the heavy Camel upgrade is one of the longest researches in the game. So it's going to be a while before Vivi actually has the upgrades and can fight. So I think with the Gabeto, I think even Castle Age Gabeto, it's enough. But yeah, Fire now raided once again. More crossbow coming in from Tim. And I guess, you know, the thing here is that Tim has just had such an easy time back at home. He's up on 3 TCs. He is, you know, comfortable back here. Whereas Fire, only adding his second TC just now. And so he's really falling behind here. Maybe Fire will send some sling. I think maybe it's too risky since he can't wall. But he's just got to hold on at this stage, I think.
It's really complicated. I think the key here for BzK is if they manage to get in Imperial a second player, because Riot is going to be almost at the same than Vivi, but they need Miguel. Miguel, the hands power, you know, the combination with the hands and those Gebetos can be deadly for them. Look at those Gebetos now fighting with those camels, like you said. They are not heavy camels. Just hit them back, and they can do the job. They are strong. He's going back to home. Oh, man.
They can nearly run faster.
They can run faster. Look at this. They are over the Gebetos. Look how small this Pequeñitos are looking, man. Pequeñitos is Spanish guys, small, super little Gebetos, but strong. Really, really strong. Well, he's going back a little bit, and now he's running. But Miguel on the right side with yellow. But team, look at the difference. On the way to Imperial, the flank, man. Ethiopians, Arbalest, with those crazy Arbalest, 18% faster hitting. That's huge, man. And CL as well, wow.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, CL was the last player up on his team, but he did make a lot of knights, so it makes sense. And right now, Miguel, he's making even more knights. This is slowing his Imperial time down even more as he gets raided now by Vivi. And I guess, you know, when Vivi comes in with the camels to do some raiding, what can Miguel do? As the Hun player, what can he do? He can make some knights and try and fight, but that's suicide. And he's losing villagers now on the back of his eco pretty rapidly. He's losing a lot, actually.
Yeah, he's losing a lot. He's lucky that, surprising, CL is going up to Imperial with not a huge economy. Like 78 villages is not really great, to be honest, to be a pocket. But the problem is that Vivi, as a flank, has destroyed Miguel economy. Look at that, 62 and 46 out of those 62, now 61 are idle completely. He's raiding absolutely everything. Well, this Indian civilization is just crazy. It's really, really crazy.
But on the other side, Riot doing damage here as well. Those Gabeto, man. We said they could hold with Castle Age Gabeto, but now they're elite. And those camels, well, they can't do anything. Even the mangonels. Oh, nice shot. He gets 4 at the back, but it's just so easy for him to come in and one-shot the mangonel.
Look how he took it, like it was...
Yeah. No
like
chance.
It was nothing. Yeah, man. It was
the problem
nothing.
is...
He still, look at Miguel. He's still getting raided.
This is what I mean,
he can't just kill the camels. He just can't. And look at Fire going up to Imperial with a huge amount of 47 villages, Zach. 47 villages going to Imperial? What is this?
Well, I think he has to, right? Because he needs to get Arbalest, otherwise he dies to Tim. That's it. Like, if he doesn't match Tim with the Arbalest, then he dies anyway. But yeah, I mean, Miguel's economy has been gutted out. He's got 58 vills right now, which is less than half of what Vivi has on the left flank. Meanwhile, though, he's trying to go raid CL a little bit. That's going to cause some problems. CL might even bring some army home to defend. But yeah, I mean, Riot needs to win this left flank, and he needs to stop the Indian player from hurting his pocket again.
And not only that, I think he will, in a little bit, he will have to hold against TL. Because it's true that he's doing an amazing job. Actually, his score is impressive. He's keep going. He's doing an amazing job with a really great micro. But look how the Arbalest are coming to the Gebetos.
Oh,
the other flank, the opposite flank, and now against Imperial Camels and Arbalest, those Gebetos are going to disappear.
Well, thankfully they can run away. I mean, they should run away. They're extremely fast. They need to get out of there. And they could keep the distance between themselves and the Arbalest. But the Imperial Camel suddenly doing a lot more damage. And the Gabeto with only 45 health, they'll get surrounded. They'll go down. And Riot, I don't know if you noticed this, but he sent a lot of resources over to Miguel. Just, I think, to try and get Miguel up to the Imperial Age. And Miguel, he's got enough resources, but he didn't have his second building, so he's going to click up now. But it's very late. Yeah, it's very late.
Population right now as a pocket is even below than Fire. Well, let's see. Because the good thing is they are not attacking their economy anymore. Riot is forcing them to be there, you know. But super smart BB, look what he's doing. He's going again. I mean, you were dreaming with MBL, but Miguel is gonna dream with those Imperial Camels, well, with BB, because he's sending constantly there all the units. He's avoiding completely Riot, man. He's just ignoring Riot.
Yeah.
Look, he's going to the pocket.
It's so interesting because Tim, the opposite flank, has got his Arbalest to defend the trebs of Vivi, while Vivi sends his army once again to Miguel. And like you said, Miguel just cannot deal with this. And I think when we looked at the start of this game, I think we were focusing too much on, okay, well, whose pocket, whose flank, and how does that impact things? Well, this game has proved in a sense that even the flanks can almost play like a pocket. If you've got the teamwork and the coordination, if you're working together like this, then you can make this work. You can send Vivi from the flank to the other pocket and send your flank to the other flank to defend him. And it's like, it's really messy, but it works.
Yeah, when you analyze in the start, you always try to go for what is a standard game. But then during the game, it can happen many things. And what is happening right now is that Riot is game. Miguel is out with 69 villages as a pocket. That's nothing. Fire has a lot more army than villages at this point. And those villages are working quite well there now. Let's see if he's going to kill those villages. He needs to kill them because you cannot deal with that castle in your face. But he's against both. Cavaliers, kill it. Cavaliers almost paladins. Well, but he's taking those archers. Are amazing. Those archers are amazing.
Doubt, is that you? Tim.
Oh, wow.
Dropping a Doubt castle there, and it didn't work out. They did kill the TC of Fire, by the way. But yeah, I'm worried that, you know, the momentum here is going to be hard to break because the Frantic team are just raiding all over the place, right? And they have this villager advantage, so they can keep replenishing their units. They can keep making more and more and more. CL, he's going to have Paladin in a second, and Miguel isn't even going to have Cavalier at that point. So it's going to be tough. And yes, Fire has this huge army of Arbalest. That is true, but he doesn't really have economy. So if he loses more economy, how is he going to keep making more Arbalest? How is he going to get the last upgrades? You know,
that's why Riot is trying to sling constantly and keep stealing in Miguel to be able to do something. But Miguel got 8 army GG call. They have played. It has been brutal how the Chinese team has played here. Really has been really amazing. Constantly raiding and not stubborn. They could have been going complete to yellow, but the good thing is that they were raiding constantly. Red and yellow. They couldn't Riot sack because he got castles at home, so he was well defended. If not, they will be attacking there as well. The constant raiding gave them the game, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's interesting. I mean, they did go for, the Frantic team went for a very standard unit composition. You know, they all played to their strengths. You have the Ethiopians going into archers. Didn't do any men-at-arms, just straight into archers, focused on massing archers. You have the Indian player focusing on only doing camels. And then you had the Spanish player, he could have gone for conks, but instead he went for the knights because it's a well-rounded composition then. You've got knights, camels, crossbow. And then the BzK team, going for the Mali and Gabeto, it's an interesting choice. It's a bit, you know, it's different, right? And
that is risky, Zach.
That's the thing. It is risky. It's slower. He had to make castles. Yeah. Once he had the castles, then he could start making units. And I think we saw Frantic applying the pressure a lot more. And BzK were kind of chasing Frantic around the map, trying to just deal with the aggression, but they couldn't. They were constantly chasing. They were never really counter-attacking. I don't think Tim had anything in his base pretty much the whole game, apart from that one raid with the tower.
I prefer Zach going with castles to go forward than to go defensive, you know? Because if you push with a castle and Gabeto and go siege, you're going to make the damage in the economy. But if you make the castle, you need a lot of villages to mine a stone. You need time to make the castle, and then you are going to make Gabetos, which is fine. But the mobility that Vivi saw it with his camels and with Indians, that it was able to be up in Imperial way faster, they got always the initiative. Just imagine, because we didn't analyze the matchup, forget about the Spanish, but imagine instead of Malians, Hans, Indians, Ethiopians in this situation. The game will be completely different because Ryut could be able to help properly. He was trying to help, but he was always like 1-2 step behind from the Indians, don't you think?
Yeah, I actually really like the fact that Vivi, he was walled up, which was the first thing. And the second thing, he just focused on going to Miguel. And it's so difficult in that situation for Miguel to do anything. I mean, as the Huns, you can't fight against the Indian camels with your knights. You need your teammates to come over and support you. And maybe Riot could have sent more Gabetos and defended Miguel better, but that sets you up for a defensive style play. So it's kind of tough. I do like the fact that Frantic sort of switched their roles around. You saw Vivi playing more like a pocket that game.
Yeah, because you can check in the achievements that his time up to Imperial, it's basically like a pocket. 33 minutes Imperial. He was, if you say that he was a pocket, you will be not surprised. And you can see that he got the most abilities, 122, and the economy, he got the most gold, the most wood, and not the most food because it was Ryut, but still, that time in 33 minutes Imperial was great. Ryut wasn't so behind, 34, but the units, it's not the same. You need more time. Actually, Ryut was trying to defend, but he never could push properly. It's difficult with that civilization, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like the way that Tim came over with the Arbalest just in time to defend from the elite Gabeto, which allowed Vivi to push with the camels once again. And there we go, Vivi with 157 kills, 107 deaths, and a very nice win for Frantic, which means that the series is now tied up at 1 point each. We'll be back.
Which we like it.
Yeah, we'll be back with Game 3. I love it. But yeah, I will put a quick timer up. Sorry to cut you off. I have to very quickly take a break, and I'll let you talk about the next game. I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Well, guys, Sahara is a map that, well, it's not like Arabia, but it's pretty similar, And let's see what civilization they are going to pick here. But we're going to see probably a lot of action as well. And really important how the pockets are. But like we saw in the previous game, maybe a flank can work as a pocket. So the civilization choice is really, really, really important. Really, 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 really important. I wanted to ask you guys, because I was paying attention also to the chat, is there some problem with the sound? I noticed that someone says something. I hope that it's still all good. And other than that, I think the games has been very nice so far. I love the 3 versus 3. I really love the 3 versus 3. And hopefully you enjoy as well, because the 3 versus 3 is really amazing. In my opinion, I love all the modes in AOC, but like people know, and I say always in my channel, I love 1 versus 1 and 3 versus 3 for the team game is just crazy in another level. Yeah, well, sound is 2K. Well, Robo, we need to go to the 3K. Okay, we will work to get the 3K, and you are back, right? So we are ready to go with the action.
Yeah, so we are. Let's tell Robo to start the game already, and we can go into Sahara next, which, again, it's another very open map. And I've really enjoyed these maps. They've been played much more aggressively than the 2v2s, and that's, in my opinion, what I want to see at least. All right. So here we go. Game number 3, Memb. Frantic versus BzK, the decider in this best of 3 for the first round of the 3v3 ECL Africa stage. There's a lot on the line here. I think BzK especially going to be very motivated in this third game. They really need this win. I mean, currently Frantic are sitting in 3rd position in the standings. BzK are down in 5th, and they need a win here. They want to get some points. They want to get up the leaderboard, and this is their opportunity to do it. Memb, it's 1-1. Who do you think is going to take game 3?
This is like a final second. Thank you for having me. But I love this. In the previous series, we saw the pocket Hans versus Spanish. Do you see the pocket now? France versus Spanish, but for the other team.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Yeah, the other way around. It's gonna be amazing to see the performance. But let's check. Let's check the civilization. I'm gonna focus for now in the Brazilian as a flying fire with the Italians. Who's gonna get this? You mean? You ask me. I don't know, man. Let's check the maps. You can see this Sahara. It reminds me a little bit of a steppe, like with a lot of wood in the outside, like almost no wood in the middle, right? All the wood is in their base. Their base are maybe in this map we can see some more sling. Why? Because look at the base, for example, for fire. It's a Black Forest map, you know.
Basically,
you can easily wall. But his Italians, both teams with Italians. Couldn't be a civilization to be slinging here. Why not? It's good economy, can go fast, make the upgrades, and let's see. Anyway, pocket, red, Spanish Miguel, his map, goal forward, and pretty open. That is a huge hill there. Berries on the left, and nice wood at the back, but less wallable than yellow. Yellow is really easy. Then purple, Ryut has one goal on the right side. Berries really close to the TC, and very nice Forest. Really close to the town center on the left, and he's facing with Indians, the Italians team. But what about the Chinese, Mr. Sack?
Yeah, Tim is the sorry, I was like Chinese. There's a Chinese player.
The Chinese team. The Chinese team.
There's a Chinese team. There's not someone playing as the Chinese though.
No, the Chinese team.
I was like, but yeah. So yeah, you've got Tim there on the flank. Italians versus Indians on the flank. I mean, I'd be interested to see how that develops. Obviously, the Italians with the Genoese crossbow in the late game can provide an answer to the camels, to the paladins potentially. So it's a nice balancing civ, and obviously both teams have decided to take the Italians here. The other pocket we've seen already, CL, the Hun pocket. We talked last game about how the Huns can get off to a better start than the Spanish thanks to their faster stable, but we did see last game how if the Indian player focuses on the Huns, perhaps there's not a lot the Huns can do to defend themselves, and they need to rely on their teammates. So we'll see how the Frantic team play this, and obviously it's a different map as well, and you said it, it's a bit more wallable, so perhaps CL, the pocket here, can wall himself in and prevent those Indian camels from raiding him in the first place. And then on the left side, Vivi in the blue, he's playing as the Malians there, civ which we saw last game as well. And do you think he'll play for the Gabetos here, or do you think he will try for the Malian cavalry instead, Meb?
No, he's not going. I don't see Vivi going for the Gabetos. I think he will cavalry. What I see is that yellow, but mostly Ryut is walling too fast, really too fast with Indians. I'm afraid that he's the one who is gonna slink.
No.
Because he's walling really quick. Well, they have great economy, Indians. And if he's walling, and I see that he's sending another valley on the left, look at the walls he's doing.
Okay.
Remember my words, and he can go slinging Miguel. Miguel, in the stats you were checking before, right?
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Was receiving the most sling, so I wouldn't be surprised. What I want to check if BB didn't find the boar, man. I was sure about this. If you put BB point of view, for that reason he's walling like crazy. Look at that black area in the south of those berries, and look at the boar now appeared there.
He sees it, but yeah,
and he's still with one boar less, man. And it's appear again. Oh man. Well, that can be terrible for BB economy.
Yeah, well, if he gets walled up, I mean, he's taking the deer right now. I noticed that before. He was like long distance taking these deer, and I was thinking, well, hang on a minute. Something's not quite right there. But yeah, I think it's possible. You know, the Indian player could sling here. But I just think that the Indian camel is so strong that it would seem almost wasteful to not utilize that. I feel like, if anything, the Italians should probably sling. And you can see that fire is already walled up. And I think maybe it's more of a case...
Slinging. Sorry that I interrupt you.
He's not. He won't.
Good. He's doing the barrack. If he's doing the barrack, there is no sling. Thanks God. I was afraid that he was going to use the sling here. Like you said, it's like waste an incredible civilization, right?
Yeah. But, you know, I just think that the BzK team are just putting much more value on walling, and walling early, because that last game, I think they lost it because they couldn't wall. That was probably their big problem there.
Definitely. Well, he's still without the board, BB. He's still without the board, and we're going to see. Yeah, this is the right thing, Scout. So what Riot was doing was avoiding the drafts. But hey, team is completely wall as well. The only one player that is pretty open for now is CL. But CL is listening to me? I don't think so. But he's walling right now.
Yeah, they're going to wall up as well. Yeah, placing the walls now at the back. I mean, they're huge walls.
Oh, God. Look at Miguel. Stone walls, even. Stone walls.
Like I said, they're learning from the last game. They do not want to get raided.
But this is a final, Zach.
Exactly, yeah.
This is for them. It's like a final. So people in the chat need to understand how important can be this match. Because maybe if you are new in the channel or in the tournament, this is a league, well, more or less like a league, but it's like a playoff all the time. Because if you are losing in the first round, you get nothing. No points, and
no
you
points,
get fall
no
behind.
Prize money.
Yeah.
That's true. So we're going to see Miguel trying to complete his walls as a scout from Tim comes in. That's no problem. Tim will have to run away from that. And Vivi, by the way, does get his ball. He's opened a hole in his wall. He goes out and gets it.
But look at Vivi.
And he's going to complete that.
He catch up Miguel when he was walling. So he don't let to wall. And the scouts are coming already for CL. Look at the scout in the middle of the map. 4 scouts coming. Ay. Has to be careful, man.
It's open. It's an ambitious wall. I mean, he has got his own scouts, and he probably recognizes, okay, this is probably going to be the place where they attack me. So he's going to end up playing a bit more defensively with these scouts. And what about Riot? Where are his scouts right now?
Keep coming. He's there. He's also Miguel. Look.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
So he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
That's important. I think, you know, they've recognized, okay, Miguel's open. He needs the wall. Let's play defensively. Let's get the walls up. Let's not take any unnecessary risks. And so they're going to close him off. And you know, these walls kind of say to me, maybe he's thinking about going conks as well.
Well, why not? In the transition to Castle, it will be great. But it's also delayed your economy. And if they notice that the other players are also, well, maybe conks is a waste. And maybe it's better to go with, you know, like a more smoother economy. Anyway, he's going to catch up those scouts. And I have the feelings, if this is an important game, and with those walls, we got to see finally so huge Imperial fight that, you know, Zach and viewers, that I love them. I love the Imperial fights.
I agree. I mean, to be honest, we've not seen that in the 2v2 too much. And in fact, one of the best and biggest fights we saw was Secret versus Aftermath. I think it was on Acropolis, Team Acropolis, in the 4v4 stage. So I think the 3v3 has the potential to deliver more of that. And since we're seeing players wall up like this, I think you could be right. Some big late game post-Imperial fights, maybe some Italian bombard towers coming out. You know, we haven't seen a game today yet where raiding trade has really been the end of the game. And it's a very different kind of game when it gets to that stage than it is when it sort of ends in early Imperial, like we've seen already.
Well, it's going to be not complicated to not go to Imperial fight with these walls. But according to the 2 versus 2, why didn't happen that? In a 2 versus 2, Zach, if you kill one player, how to come back? It's really complicated. If you make a lot of damage. But here, there's always a room. There's always a nice room to, okay, he has done a good damage. You can switch to a sling or also walling. If the other 2 players are playing so great, you can recover. But right now, in the north, where the flaring, he took a bullet, and Teal is still, well, he wanted to make more ambitious wall. He's walled already, but he wanted to wall that area just to get more map, because those little, that huge palisade where the scout from purple is going, really easy to break. For now, he's not going, and be careful there. Well,
man, look at these walls though. I mean, Riot, full stone wall. Miguel, full stone wall. Tim, full stone wall. CL, full stone wall. It's only the left side. It's only the Italian and the Malian player that hasn't fully stone walled here. And it's interesting, both of them going for archers as well, by the way. Malian player here going for crossbow right now. And it's both of the left flank who will actually be up to the castle age first as well.
Yeah, well, they are using the right strategy, I think, Malians. Of course, the pocket is going to go knight or conks. Is he mining a stone? He is mining 3 villages on a stone. So is he going to go? No, I think he's just mining a stone to drop TCs. Yes, just to go town centers. Oh, and archery range as well. Well, it's interesting. We have a different strategy here, Zach, because we got to have two bazookas with cavalry. That's red and purple, and then only yellow with archers. Honestly, this is, in my opinion, a better choice, but also it's because of the civilizations. One will have knights, camels, another crowbows. So basically, they have all the units.
Yeah.
All the most important units from Castle Age, the standard one at least. Yeah, if they play properly and with a good teamwork, they might have the advantage there.
Yeah, so what we're going to see here then, just to break that down, is we're going to see BzK going for knights, camels, and crossbow. And then we're going to see Frantic going for crossbow, and knights. I agree with you. I prefer to see the knights, camels, and crossbow. It's a bit more versatile.
The mobility, Zach.
Yeah.
If there's some double at some point, how do you move to civilization with archers? You are not going to be in time to help. It's really difficult.
Yeah, and also you've got the Malians going for the crossbow, which is a lot more awkward than the Italians, because obviously, as we know, the Italians get bracer, they get arbalest, and the Malians, lacking bracer, not the best archer civ, need to transition out of crossbow eventually.
Yeah, for Imperial will be useless. He will have to switch completely. Anyway, let's see. We don't see so much action yet. I'm checking. He's doing some gates purple. Ryut has camels. Those camels that are amazing. He didn't make a single upgrade, but remember that they get one extra from Castle Age, one extra armor. Miguel is doing the chain barden armor. And let's see if we see some action. I think we will see some action on yellow. Why? Because no stone walls there. And they are coming with crossbows, knights, so maybe we'll see some action.
Yeah, and I think it should be fine. Fire will be able to defend quite easily, I think. And in fact, Vivi is like destroying the wall and then immediately going back anyway. Doesn't want to get caught in the middle of the map here, but he is a little exposed. The interesting thing about this map is that there is no value to the middle of the map, really. There's no resources in the middle. It's all about, map control, but center of the map isn't too important for these guys right now.
But for that reason, I think Spanish is a really good choice here because they trade in the late game. But we're going to focus now, Zach, on the right side. Why? Team Siege War Sub and double monastery. Another choice that we didn't point out because we probably didn't expect it. So there is no crossbows anymore. Only one archery range. And they are going to go monks, trying to convert. Good choice there. Good choice. He will need to make sanity. I think he didn't make it. And he converted in the last second. That the scout, he saved it. And he's going to push. Well, what better than monks to push against the camels? Probably is it a good choice, but I will send also some pikes. Because without pikes, if the other guy is just going light caps, he can also stop that. Sanity incoming. And camels from Ryut in the middle, but he's not expecting yet the siege. I'm going to Ryut's point of view, fog of war. Now he can see the ramp. Well, he saw already the building, so...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think what's important here is that Fire is sending the crossbow. And he's sending them over now. He's not waiting. He's recognized, okay, this is a problem. We need crossbow on the right side. If he can pick off the monks with the crossbow, that's going to be huge. Miguel's going to come in. He's going to get 2 kills, maybe even 3. Oh, where are the conversions? Where are the conversions? 3, all 4 monks down.
Man. No conversions. So this is a huge problem here because team right now, without Fire being there and without Ryut being there, Green is bye-bye. I mean, where's the monks? Where's the siege? Where is something from Green? Nothing, not even the villager. What the hell is this? He lost absolutely everything, and the other guys didn't even arrive. Wow. Whoa. Well, BB need to make damage on the left. He's going with a lot of crossbows, a lot of crossbows, but like we were talking. Just look, now he's moving to the right side, but how much time he need to be there?
Too long.
Damn.
Far too long. No, I think he's going to try and stay on the left and do damage on the left. But, I mean, this aggression from Tim has been shut down. There is nothing that he's going to be able to do here. And after losing all of those monks, he's stopped monk production. He's not making anything from the Siege Workshop. And, I mean, that was a failure from Tim on that right side. Not necessarily Tim's fault that it was a failure. But, I mean, Miguel there, picking off all of those monks with a couple of scouts from the feudal age, that is a great trade. That's great value.
Yeah, but look at Firebase now.
Oh, they're in.
There, man. Double came, and now Fire got not too much to defend. The raiding is happening, so the action, we're not going to need to wait to Imperial. There you go. Look at the amount of crossbows. He took already a few villages. He's gonna take more. What are you doing? One down to the. What are you doing? Fire! Just keep the units, the villages in the TC. He lost a lot there. Look at his economy already with 27 idle villages and 58. Now, the lowest in the game by far. Ballistic for sure for Blue because he's taking sack absolutely everything.
Yeah, and while they did kill Tim's aggression, they didn't hurt Tim's economy. And meanwhile, yeah, Fire's taking some big losses here. But Miguel's coming over with a lot of knights. Miguel has +2 defense and bloodlines, so I think they can clean this up. I think Fire needs to keep his army alive until Miguel arrives. Right now, he needs to keep this crossbow. But they should clean this up here.
In these situations that you see that they are coming and you are not in your base, why Fire don't make a stone wall?
That's true as well. I mean, everybody else is stonewalled.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you see everyone is equal. Okay, they clean now the arches, but the damage there is done. Look at the advantage with Vivi economy. Vivi on the way to Imperial green that he lost few monks, but actually, if we notice what team lost, 3-4 monks, it's not that big deal. He's with 84 population, 77 villages, not super behind with Riot. Remember, cheaper to go up, and he's up to Imperial. So we have 2 players going up to Imperial sack.
On the right side, China, I mean. Yeah, and on the left we have Vivi as well. So yeah, I mean the Frantic team should start to take the tech advantage, but they did just throw that whole army away. Just have a quick look at the military count. Frantic have 10 military. That's it, just 10. Meanwhile, BzK have about 60. So, you know.
I mean, I lie because you said, let's take the army. Well, nothing. I mean, 10.
There is no army.
Let's move on. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. But they have, look their economy. In the opposite, look the villagers they have. So they will be able to produce now a lot. Because all them are getting closer and closer to 90 and 100 villages Vivi. While you can see how Brazucas are a little bit behind, not by much, just Fire. The others are more or less the same, but Fire fall behind. That's for sure. But it's Italians, maybe he can catch up, right? And got a lot of archers, but the castle from Vivi is up, and like we said in the start, he's gonna go Farimba, man. Farimba is the way to go with the Malians. Mobility and the +5 extra.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage on those camels. They have 1 more attack damage than an Imperial camel with Farimba. Of course, they lack the extra health of Imperial camel, but it makes their camels extremely strong. Fire will, of course, be going for Arbalest, so that's a good fast start. It takes a while to get heavy camel. It takes a while to do the upgrades, whereas, obviously, Arbalest is a very quick upgrade, and he already has a lot of crossbow. But yeah, on the right side, Tim, still making a lot of monks. He's got a few converted camels there, and more importantly, he's got this hill. So I think Riot, he's playing very passively here, and he's giving up quite a bit of map control.
And what else? We have Arbalest from yellow. Fire. Okay, it's fine. Genoese crossbowmen against these civilizations are absolutely sick. And he's going for the unique units from Italians with 2 castles in that hill, 2 castles getting that stone. He got already 4 camels from Riot with the conversions, 6 monks, and he's spamming the Genoese crossbowmen. Yeah. And they eat the cavalry.
They do. They do. So, and, well, we don't see Genoese crossbow coming out from Fire here, do we?
No, he doesn't have a castle even.
Exactly.
So,
but with that said, Arbalest will outperform the Genoese crossbow in a 1-on-1.
That's true.
So, yeah, I just think that Tim has a great position, though. He's got 2 castles on the hill, a 3rd castle forward now. And yeah, he's saying, well, come fight me, Riot. What are you going to do?
That's an amazing spot. And the problem here is not if we are going to face or not with the Genoese crossbowmen, is the combination. Because if we see Farimba camels, paladins, and then we see paladins, Imperial camels, but we see the Genoese crossbowmen all together. Wow, that combo is really strong for China. Really strong, but still, we will find out. The score is switching all the time. 3 castle there. He's getting so much map control. Whoa, he's doing a castle, but that castle will fall down. I mean, Riot, Purple dropping a castle, but I like the position for Team. Really.
Yeah, I agree. And he's doing Pavisa right now as well for the extra armor on the Genoese crossbow, but he doesn't have numbers still. Even with 3 castles, he doesn't have the numbers yet, and he will be producing a lot.
Where are the teammates? But look at the Imperial Camels, the Knight and the
They're
Arbalest.
coming
And
in. Everything.
Steel. Where is Steel, man? Oh my god, they're going to clean everything. Well, we will see. Let's see the Generous Crossbowman. It's 3 castles, it's true, but they're going to clean everything.
Rams. Oh, the Rams from Riot. It's perfect. What a great timing from BzK. That was a fantastic fight. Perfection.
Well,
they timed it to
1.
perfection.
Where is Steel and Blue, Zach? I don't see
that's true.
them. They are in another part of the map. The teamwork is absolutely needed here. Wow. Well, 1 castle will drop, and they can hold a little bit because it's true. 3 castles, you have to kill them.
Yeah,
It's
that's
2
true.
Castles.
But
that's a lot.
they're coming over. Vivi's sending some camels. Cavalier coming over as well. But Imperial Camel already done for Riot. Cavalier
Already
up
done.
for Miguel as well. Does he have Farimba? No. Look at the upgrades. Look at the upgrades on those Bali and
that's
camels.
surprising. That's surprising. +2 only. What is this?
That's terrible. The camels are going in, but I don't think they're going to have a good fight there at all. The castle's now going down. Treb's from Riot at the back as well. Tim's like, yeah, I'm just going to put another castle here. Good luck with that one.
How much stone he got? It's amazing. It's unbelievable. They are holding a little bit because that kill is amazing. This is a good move here by CL. He's trying to kill the traps. If he's taking the trebuchets, they can hold a little bit. And it's doing Farimba still. What happened with Vivi economy? I'm surprised that he didn't have the Farimba, really.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Surprising.
That is a mistake. He's sending a lot more camels over, but they are going to take another castle. They're going to deny the castle at the back. And, well, I mean, Tim doesn't even get a single villager to build it at all. So, Paladin is done for CL, but he's lost all of his Cavalier in that fight. And where's Tim's production? Well, Tim's going to build another castle. How does he have so much stone?
It's incredible. Actually, it's 4 castles, but really, I'm telling you something. The Chinese are coming back from the hell. It's incredible. Where is the army now from Miguel? Miguel is Cavalier. This is Paladins. And look at now the Generous Crossbowman team.
Sure.
Team being under the pressure and against 3. This is being the legend we know. Doing now the Thunder. Gonna finish the 4 castle. And with those Generous Crossbowmen, he's gonna change the game completely. Look at his score. Beating as a flank against everyone. He is now ahead again. And those will take everything, Zach.
Well, they're going to take it for now. They're going to take it for now. But Fire coming over with more Arbalest. And we need Fire to get over here. We need Fire to be there if they want to win this. But what a great hold. Tim loses 2 castles? Or is it 3? I think he lost 2 castles.
1,
but now
2,
he's standing there with 4.
Yeah. And he has another 4. He's going to make another.
Another one.
This is cheating, man. This is cheating. Another castle. 5 castle. Is he getting a sling or what? What is this?
Tim is typing rock on. Cheats are on right now.
Right.
They didn't notice. I want to point out as well, look at the wall from Vivi on the left side. They're going to prevent BzK from trading.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, really. Getting map control there.
Yeah.
Let's remind to the viewers, why is also this important for the Italians? The production for the Generous Crossbowmen is pretty slow. So, if you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 castles forward, yes, that makes that production is, well, at least it's decent.
It's
look
6,
at the army
man,
now.
it's 6.
Another
He's
one?
got another one.
Come on. Nah, you have to check this. They are using another mod, man. This possible, okay? Now keep coming. Look at the fight. Generous Crossbowman. But guys, check those arches.
The Paladins on the back.
Doesn't matter, man. I'm telling you, doesn't matter. With the Paladins from TL, look at those Generous Crossbowmen. If they micro properly, the Generous Crossbowmen should take absolutely everything. And they do. Look at those. He's going for the Paladins. When have you seen that archers, no fear, against the Paladins? They are just eating everything, those Generous Crossbowmen. Why do you think his score is just exploding?
Yeah, it's huge. And Fire didn't have his Arbalest there in time. He wasn't in position. And here's the problem, Memb. Here is the problem. BzK are defending on the right side with all 3 players. Now, Fire has to walk with his Arbalest from the other side of the map. Tim, he doesn't have to walk. Meanwhile, the 2 cavalry civs can run over and reinforce really quickly. So this is a great spot for Frantic to fight, and now they're pushing the advantage.
No, they have the game already. I mean,
look
at the numbers. They have the game now. It's incredible because it was looking fantastic, that fight that they took everything. But on the GG call, wow, man. Now, really, this performance by team in this one, I just want to check the achievements to see how much stone he collected. I mean,
or how much he was sent. He was probably sent the stone as well.
Well, I don't
what
know
use does the Huns have? You know, what does the Huns do?
5,349 stone. He took it in not a really long time, like 45 minutes game, and he did. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 castles, and he lost 2. So he got already 8 and was doing Bombard Tower upgrade. That's
crazy.
That's crazy. Awesome play, man.
Man, amazing, really. And I think that Frantic did so well to push that right side. And, you know, yes, they had a great hill. They saw that they had a hill. They abused the hill. Riot played so defensively, so passively, didn't push out. And Frantic were able to push that advantage. Meanwhile, on the left side, I mean, we didn't really talk about this too much, but this wall from Vivi, that's going to stop all the trade. They only have one corner, right? You need 2 corners if you want to trade.
But if you remember, BB, he did that wall, but he didn't even get... Well, he got Farimba probably at the end, because I didn't even remember that in a big fight he was there with Farimba. So it was actually team with happy with CL, basically. BB didn't have so much army in this fight. He helped a little bit. He was truth getting them up on the left, but was impressive there. And while CL got Paladins and more army, Miguel was still with Cavaliers.
Yeah.
At some point.
The Paladins came later, but yeah, you're right. Just great play from Frantic there. They'll take the series 2-1. It was a great series. It was close, actually. I think it could have gone either way. And we saw last game the power of the Indians, and we saw this game exactly how to deal with the Indians. I mean, that Italian Genoese crossbow is so good.
Frantic Zach, his performance is very solid. I mean, it's not a coincidence anymore. This is the 4th event. It's the 4th, right?
Yeah.
And look at where they are. The 3rd position. Now they advance against Brazilians. They are playing really, really good, man. For me, I mean, they are a strong team, of course. But in my opinion, they are playing better than I expected. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think they're performing extremely well. You cannot fault them. They made it to the final in the 2v2. They're off to a great start against the Brazilians here as well. And the Frantic team could go far. I mean, I'm very excited, actually, to see how things will shape up. Do you think we could see Frantic versus SY in the grand final? That would be insane.
Wow. But the good thing is this. Because when we started, right, everyone was talking about who, Zach?
Aftermath? Secret?
Aftermath, Secret.
Suomi?
Yeah, look where Suomi is right now as well. And all being changed. This is the good thing for a tournament, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the Chinese fans are loving it as well. We know that they're very enthusiastic to support their teams, and to see them performing so well. Well, it's great for them as well. So SY, the second Chinese team in the tournament, will be playing